Blog Talk Radio, the world's largest online radio network.
We're having a lot of noise, so I can tell you're in motion.
I am. I'm in a car driving to the airport.
I know. Are you ever stationary? You're always on the go, aren't you?
Yeah, it's the problem with being a traveler, I guess.
How many miles do you figure you clock in a year?
An unfathomable amount. I'm on the road about 32 weeks a year.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm excited that you're going to be kind of localized. You're going to be doing Bizzare Foods of America, so you're not going to be all over the world so much now, huh?
Well, yeah. we did, we're in the middle of our Bizzare Foods America season right now. I guess the B part of our season debuts on July 9th, and with our Las Vegas episode, which is our 100th. And you would think it would cut down on the traveling, being domestic for a year, but it hasn't.
Well, at least you're not traveling quite as far, you know.
Well, that's true. That's true, but I'm still traveling as much. I don't mind a 14-hour airplane ride to Tokyo. In fact, I like it. I get to nap and catch up on email.
Oh, well, this is true, too, so I guess there's ups and downs to both of them. Now,
always a shiny side to the penny.
Always. Lemonade out of lemons, I always say. Now, your 100th episode, the Travel Channel's going to celebrate with a 1-hour retrospective right before your premiere episode on the 9th of July on Travel Channel. And that's going to be fun. So that's clips from some of your more memorable travels?
Well, we look back. It's actually less of a clip show and more of, behind the scenes and unseen footage, as well as some really cool countdowns for some fans. We take a 2 or 3 second clip from every episode we've ever shot and montage them together. It's pretty expressive. We love it.
Oh, I know I'm going to love it because I rarely miss a show on Travel Channel.
Yeah.
I know you've been asked this a million times, but I've never heard the answer. What would be the most bizarre thing you've ever eaten?
Probably all the fermented foods. I happen to be a big fan of them. Think of sauerkraut is a fermented food that we all enjoy and love. Pickles, or fermented foods that we all enjoy and love. But when you start doing it with fish or other things that are just allowed to rot in the open air, as they do with Hakarl, for example, in Iceland, then it becomes a whole different ballgame.
Have you ever gotten violently ill from something you've eaten?
Nope. Someone's grandmother is always making the food.
Oh, my God.
It's all delicious.
Oh, my God. There you go. You just said it's all delicious. Is it really all delicious?
I think so. I think so. I'm so charmed at the library of flavors and techniques that I'm allowed to sample. Even the ones that are off-putting flavor-wise have redeemable facets and factors. But, everyone focuses on the food. I'm less interested in the food. I use the food as a microscope to unearth or unlock the key to the culture that I'm exploring. So to me, the food is a vehicle that I use.
Oh, well, you have definitely found the right calling for yourself. How did you become Andrew Zimmern, the icon, the weird food and the travel icon? There's only one.
I don't know. That's I guess the viewers have given me that privilege. I was a professional chef for 20 years and then got into the media business, and I like to tell stories about cultures, and I like to use food as a lens through which to view those cultures. And I think that food with a story from the fringe that nobody else has heard about is the best kind of story to tell. So I'm just a pretty lucky guy.
You are, so you're pretty much living your dream, right?
Yeah, I'd like to be home more, but yeah, of course, I have the greatest job in the whole world.
I mean, yeah, what's better than meeting all kinds of new people, hearing their stories, eating foods, and traveling? I mean, I think it's a pretty ideal life. If you can get paid and do what you love, yeah, that's pretty darn good.
It's pretty darn good.
I understand your mother passed late last year, and I'm sorry to hear about that. You were really close. What was the most important quality you inherited from her, and the greatest lesson that she imparted?
Her sense of humor. You know, my mother took the world very lightly. She wore it like a loose garment, and it was a tremendous gift. And you know, both my parents gave me my love of travel and of food. My mother went to Mills College in the 40s and roomed with Vic Bergeron's daughter, and he had opened Trader Vic's in San Francisco at the time. So when my mother was in college, she was getting, you know, Chinese and Polynesian cooking lessons from the master, and you know, that became, you know, the fabric of that sort of exploration became the fabric of our lives.
Oh, that's wonderful. And all of the chefs that I interview, so many of them have their starts through their mothers. And that's just
an amazing thing.
It is a wonderful thing to pass on to you. What would you say that what would be your mantra if you had one? What's the rule you live by?
I'd like to think that it's not so much a motto as it is a goal. I mean, it's acceptance, tolerance, and understanding. You know, when I approach every day with those three words in mind, everything goes really well.
Well, that's a pretty good one. I approach every day with just gratitude. You know.
Yeah. No, it is. You know, I mean, that's the. You know, I end every day with my gratitude checklist. I start every day with the goal of patience, tolerance, and understanding. So we have a lot in common.
Yeah, we do, definitely, because it really keeps you living in the moment. And as we know, that's what we've got, the moment. That's it, this moment.
That's exactly right. You know, if I have a foot in tomorrow and a foot in yesterday, I'm peeing all over the present.
Oh, I love that. That's such a great way to put it. By the way, I want to bring up your podcast. You're a podcaster, too. You do Go Fork Yourself with Andrew Zimmern and Molly, is it Mogren? You know,
yep, Molly Mogren. Yep.
You completely took away my idea for a new podcast, which was going to be Fork You, Fork Me. And so it's just like, I decided...
It's a great way. It's a great way to get out there in front of my audience. I absolutely adore it.
It is, and
it's unvarnished. I get to talk. Molly and I just get to talk for an hour, and we produce it in our office. Beth Gibbs is our producer who works with Molly and I at Foodworks, my company, and it's wonderful. We sit around the kitchen table in the office and shoot the breeze.
And that's wonderful. And the good thing about the Internet, too, is it can be unvarnished, and that's the way you want it to be. I mean, I do.
Absolutely.
You have to be true to yourself in the moment.
Absolutely.
So tell me about Molly Mogren. What a great job she got. How did this happen?
You know, she sent me a picture of herself on an airplane flying to South Africa, overseas transcontinental flight, and she went to sleep and put a Post-it note on her forehead that said, "Wake me for food." And her friend took a picture of it, her traveling companion, and Molly sent me the picture 5 years ago and said, "I'd love to work for you," and I hired her on the spot.
Oh, my God, to think. If I had done that 5 years ago, I might be working for you. What a dream job that would be.
You would indeed. You would indeed.
Well,
yeah, she's great.
Well, if you need any other zany people who will work for food, I love my food. I love my chefs. There isn't anything better than food and drink. Let's face it.
I don't think so. I'm with you.
I don't either. So now your podcast, how often do you put that out? It's available on iTunes, by the way. I just want to tell everybody. It's called Go Fork Yourself with Andrew Zimmern and Molly Mogren.
And it's available also on our website at andrewzimmern.com. It lives there, which is a great new website that we just relaunched. And we do it once a week. We usually distribute it on Friday.
Yeah, and I was just about to mention that AndrewZimmern.com is a great website. It's very well done. There's links to all kinds of things. There's recipes, there's interviews, podcasts, I mean, everything.
Yep.
And you can find links to. Now, you're also a contributing editor to Food and Wine magazine, and you have the MSN online. What's that program again?
Appetite for Life, my web series.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God. So, if you ever have spare time, what would be your ideal day? How would you spend your ideal day from start to finish?
At the beach with my wife and son, and get back to the room about 6 o'clock. Hair crusty from salt water swimming, suntanned and maybe a little sunburnt, and sit down in front of the TV and watch a great movie and eat dinner.
Oh, I love it. What is your favorite meal? If you're just making something for yourself at the end of that beautiful day, what would your meal be?
My wife's roast chicken.
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear that with you being a chef and all the foods you've eaten all over the world, your wife's roast chicken is your meal. I love that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it.
What beach would you be at? Now, you can be anywhere.
Georgica Beach in East Hampton, Long Island, or Lalumanu Beach outside of Apia, Samoa.
That sounds pretty nice. I think I'd go for the Samoa. That's farther away, and don't they have a lot of horse flies on the eastern? When I used to live in Boston, I know that the beaches in the summer had all those big ass horse flies that would just be
No, this one is horse fly free.
Oh my God, how'd that happen? They sent them all up to Boston. That's what.
Yeah, it's blessed.
Oh my God, is there any? There is probably no place that you haven't been to, but is there any place that you'd love to go to that you haven't been yet?
I haven't been to the Cook Islands or the Solomon Islands, and I'd love to go. Micronesia, some of those places. I'd like to spend more time in Russia. I'd like to, where else would I like to go? I've never been to Portugal, and I'm dying to go to Portugal.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like something you should get to. Where have you had your best Bizzare food?
Vietnam.
Experience. Vietnam, really?
Yeah. Vietnam, Tokyo, Thailand, China. I mean, Asia is ground zero for, fantastic foods that we just don't even see in this country.
Really? Yeah, I know they do eat some pretty weird stuff, but that's amazing. Is your wife very adventurous in eating too? Do you ever?
Not at all. She's a Minnesota farm girl. She's a meat and potatoes kind of lady.
Which reminds me, you moved to Minnesota back in the early 90s. How did you decide on Minnesota of all places?
It was the only place that would have me.
Oh, come on. You're so funny. That's not true. Why Minnesota?
No, I was a very, very, very broken down heroin addict and alcoholic in New York who had crashed and burned. I had a great food career in the city. And then the whole thing collapsed underneath me like a house of cards. And some friends had an intervention for me and sent me to Hazelden in Center City, Minnesota. And I've stayed living there and stayed sober ever since.
Oh my gosh, that is a wonderful, wonderful testament to being in. I can see why you would stay in Minnesota. I mean, that's the place where you were reborn.
My life keeps getting better every year. Yeah,
and you were reborn there, so it's a kind of magical touchstone place for you. I would stay too.
Exactly.
I'm originally a Wisconsin girl, so that's why I'm kind of thinking. Oh, I don't know. I got away from there because I never liked those winters too much. But
well, exactly. But I love that part of the world. I love the Upper Midwest. It's a wonderful place to be. And
don't you agree that the Midwesterners are just the salt of the earth?
Oh, without a doubt.
I love the Midwesterners.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, they are. They're just down home good people, and I do love the Midwesterners. I have a whole bunch of relatives still living in Wisconsin, and I mean, let us not forget beer and sausage and all of those.
Exactly
things.
Right.
Who cannot like that? Sauerkraut, all the good German cooking. I love it. It's great stuff.
Yep.
So, were you on the talk today, or was that being taped for later?
Yeah, no. I was on the talk. I think it's being taped for a date later on it's August 1st.
Oh, good. So we'll be sure to watch you on the talk. And,
absolutely.
And so where are you headed now to, Andrew?
I'm flying home. I'm flying home to Minnesota, which is, a great thing to finally land and sleep in my own bed tonight.
Oh, there is nothing like sinking into your own bed when you've been traveling, and I don't travel anywhere near as much as you do, but it's like your bed just wraps you up like the arms of a lover. It just is like there's
it's the best.
It is the absolute best. So how long before you have to take off again?
Just a couple of days. Sadly, I have to get back on the road on Friday.
Well, again, as you and I both know, we live in the moment, and the moments are going to be sweet and beautiful as long as they last, right?
Oh, we hope so.
They are. It won't even matter what the weather's like or anything else. You're home, and you're home with your wife and your kid, and just vegging out for a while, and that's a really, really good thing. Give me, just shoot off the top of your head, 3 chefs that have been very influential. I know Thomas Keller's going to be way up there because, I mean, come on.
Yep. I think Thomas has, been an incredible influence to me. I mean, he was the guy that grabbed me by the scruff of the neck and said it's all about, it is about flavor, and there is a right way and a wrong way to cook certain foods. Change the way that I think about food. I give a lot of credit to a chef in Chengdu, China, named Chef Yu Bo. Yu is one of those guys that taught me that anything is possible in the restaurant business. That you can have a restaurant be a 100% purely personal extension of yourself, and that Chinese cuisine was limitless and boundless. I'd have to, the third chef would probably be my dad, who, while he never cooked in a restaurant, cooked, new foods 3-4 times a week his entire life, and still does at age 84, and taught me that you can never stop learning about cuisine. It's limitless.
Those are wonderful references. And, of course, cuisine is true. You're never going to learn everything about cuisine, but isn't it true that you're never going to learn too much about anything? Every day should be learning things. And I do, actually, when I go to bed at night, I look over my day and think of the 3 new things I learned that day. And if I haven't learned 3 things that I can think of, I've wasted my day.
That's right. That's exactly right. I couldn't agree more.
That keeps you in that gratitude place. Oh, congratulations, by the way, for you won the prestigious James Beard Award for Best Television Program on Location in May.
I did. I've been lucky enough to be. I think I've been nominated 5 times and I've won twice, and it really is. The greatest honor, in our industry of its type. So can't help but be thrilled by that. It was a real surprise.
I know. Doesn't it really humble you to be so appreciated for doing something that you just love doing so much? It's just, to know that you affect so many people by just doing something you love so much. It's such a great feeling. There's nothing better.
I agree.
Except food, of course. Food and food and wine and all those good things.
Yep.
Now, I want to remind everybody again that your show, Bizzare Foods of America, is premiering the new season July 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, 8 p.m. Central on Travel Channel. But 1 hour before that, at 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific, there will be the show, the 100th episode. Congratulations on that. That's quite a feat in today's
Yeah. I mean, in today's day and age, to have that sort of body of work is a real pleasure, a real treat.
Exactly. So, we're going to definitely all be tuned in on July 9th, which is a Monday, of course.
Monday night absolutely.
8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. And we're going to watch out for that 100th episode and the brand new season. I know that you're on your way home, and I don't want to keep you, but you can find Andrew under Andrew Zimmern on Facebook, just facebook.com/Andrew Zimmern. Like his page. I do, because I like him, and so do you. And on Twitter, follow @Andrew Zimmern. By the way, I'm following you. If you want to follow me back, I wouldn't be offended. I
certainly will.
I just thought I would tell you before you go. Oh, I just want to ask you one more thing. What would you want your epitaph to say?
No second thoughts.
Oh, great one. And that was right off the top of your head. How good is that? Now you have to use that. You have to say, when I'm gone, put that on there, because that's beautiful. That is a beautiful thing.
It's a good one.
I know that you're traveling all the time and everything, but would you come back sometime if you have a chance so we can do it with a live show in the chat room?
I'd love to.
Okay, great. Well, we'll be in touch.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So that was Andrew Zimmern from Bizzare Foods of America, Bizzare Foods, and, well, all over the place, because Andrew is really, really busy. As you could tell, we were doing the interview with him in his car on the way to the airport so he can finally go home for 2 days. God bless him. We love Andrew. I hope that everybody will continue to watch. I wanted to mention one other thing, and I didn't want to keep him too long because I know of the situation that he was in. But on his website, andrewzimmern.com, which I hope everyone will go and visit, he has many wonderful links. One of them is where you can actually click to contact your representative for your area by inputting your zip code. And it's regarding the Farm Bill. The Farm Bill, as it's drafted, is going to continue to gain subsidies worth tens of billions of taxpayer dollars, and they're going to the largest and most profitable commodity crop growers and agribusinesses. And at the same time, drastically underfunding programs to support decentralized growth and subsidies aimed at distributing fruits and vegetables to local and healthy food instead. So it's going to the big businesses and not where we really need it. In recent years, the Farm Bill has spent 8 times more on commodity crops than on fruits and vegetables. And this, by the way, is in a country here, United States, where fewer than 5% of adults here meet the U.S. daily nutrition guidelines in their diets. So please go to his website. There's a picture of geese, and it says farm aid failure. Click on that, read about the whole business, and click on the link so that you can enter your zip code and support a new Farm Bill, not the drafted Farm Bill, because the small guy is going to miss out, and we in turn are going to miss out. Thank you again.
Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Zimmern, and Olivia Wilder rocked my world.
Blog Talk Radio, where millions of hosts and listeners gather. Blog Talk Radio, the world's largest online radio network.
We're having a lot of noise, so I can tell you're in motion.
I am. I'm in a car driving to the airport.
I know. Are you ever stationary? You're always on the go, aren't you?
Yeah, it's the problem with being a traveler, I guess.
How many miles do you figure you clock in a year?
An unfathomable amount. I'm on the road about 32 weeks a year.
Oh my God. Well, I'm excited that you're going to be kind of localized. You're going to be doing Bizzare Foods of America, so you're not going to be all over the world so much now, huh?
Well, yeah. We did. We're in the middle of our Bizzare Bizzare Foods America season right now. I guess the B part of our season debuts on July 9th, and with our Las Vegas episode, which is our 100th. And you would think it would cut down on the traveling, being domestic for a year, but it hasn't.
Well, at least you're not traveling quite as far, you know.
Well, that's true. That's true, but I'm still traveling as much. Well, we look back. It's actually less of a clip show and more of, you know, behind the scenes and unseen footage, as well as some really cool countdowns for some fans. We take a 2 or 3 second clip from every episode we've ever shot and montage them together. It's pretty expressive. We love it.
Oh, I know I'm going to love it because I rarely miss a show on Travel Channel.
Yeah.
I know you've been asked this a million times, but I've never heard the answer. What would be the most bizarre thing you've ever eaten?
Probably all the fermented foods. You know, I mean, I happen to be a big fan of them. I mean, you know, think of sauerkraut is a fermented food that we all enjoy and love. Pickles, you know, are fermented foods that we all enjoy and love. But when you start doing it with fish or other things that are just allowed to rot in the open air, as they do with Karl, for example, in Iceland, then it becomes a whole different ballgame.
Have you ever gotten violently ill from something you've eaten?
Nope. Someone's grandmother is always making the food.
Oh my God.
It's all delicious.
Oh my God. There you.
I don't mind a 14-hour airplane ride to Tokyo. In fact, I like it. I get to nap and catch up on email.
Oh, well, this is true too. So I guess there's ups and downs to both of them. Now,
always a shiny side to the penny.
Always lemonade out of lemons, I always say. Now, your 100th episode, the Travel Channel's going to celebrate with a 1-hour retrospective, right before your premiere episode on the 9th of July on Travel Channel, and that's going to be fun. So that's clips from some of your more memorable travels?